Raider fans, the story coming out right now is nothing short of shocking. Behind closed doors, the Las Vegas Raiders are dealing with twists and turns that could completely reshape this season. We're talking about trade whispers involving a former Super Bowl champion, a bold proposal with one of the team's top wide receivers, and on top of that, gut-wrenching news about a key piece of the offensive line. Before we dive into the full details, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and hit that bell icon so you never miss the latest updates. Now, let's get into the breaking news. The Raiders came into 2025 with so much hope. Pete Carroll took over as head coach, energy was high, and fans believed a new era had begun. But just 4 weeks later, reality has hit hard. Las Vegas is sitting at 1-3, stuck in a 3-game losing streak that has fans asking the tough question, is this season already slipping away? The most painful moment came in Chicago. The Raiders had the game in their hands but let it slip, losing 25-24 in a heartbreaking finish. And once again, all eyes are on quarterback Geno Smith. His struggles have reached a breaking point. Against the Bears, he threw 3 interceptions, bringing his season total to 7 turnovers, the most in the entire NFL. His inability to protect the football is not just costing games, it's putting his starting job on the line. Just when things couldn't get any crazier, Sports Illustrated's Carl Rasmussen shook the NFL world with a stunning report: the Raiders could be eyeing none other than Russell Wilson. Yes, you heard that right, the former Super Bowl champion linked once again to his old coach, Pete Carroll. The thought of Wilson reuniting with Carroll instantly set social media on fire. But here's the truth, Wilson's recent run hasn't been the stuff of legends. His time with the New York Giants ended almost as quickly as it began. After just 3 starts, where he managed 3 touchdowns but also 3 costly interceptions, he was benched for rookie Jackson Dart. Dart delivered the Giants their first win, leaving Wilson stuck on the sidelines, his future in limbo. Now at 36, Wilson is suddenly a trade chip, and the Raiders are rumored to be interested. On paper, the move has its logic. Wilson's contract is short-term and manageable, and compared to Geno Smith's struggles, he might look like an upgrade. But here's the problem: to get him, Las Vegas may have to give up draft capital, something that could damage their long-term plans. For a franchise trying to build stability under new GM John Spy, that's a dangerous gamble. And let's not forget, Las Vegas had the chance to sign Wilson in the offseason but chose Smith instead. That decision is haunting them now, and the Carroll-Wilson connection feels like a storyline that refuses to fade. The real question is this: are the Raiders desperate enough to roll the dice, hoping Wilson still has a little magic left to save a season that's slipping away? But that's not all. Because while the quarterback drama takes center stage, another shocking twist is brewing, this time involving one of the Raiders' most important weapons. As if the quarterback chaos wasn't enough, there's another storm brewing in Las Vegas, and this one could hit just as hard. Reports say that wide receiver Jakobi Meyers, one of the Raiders' most dependable playmakers, has quietly asked for a trade. For now, the front office has resisted. But with the team sitting at 1-3 and their playoff hopes hanging by a thread, tough decisions may be coming sooner than anyone expected. According to multiple reports, one scenario being floated involves sending Meyers to the Atlanta Falcons for a 4th-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. At face value, that offer feels almost disrespectful. Remember, since Davante Adams' departure, Meyers has stepped into the WR1 role and delivered week after week. Through just 4 games, he's hauled in 21 catches for 258 yards on 33 targets, numbers that stand out in what has otherwise been a struggling offense. He's been one of the few bright spots in a dark start to the season. But here's the harsh reality: Meyers will be a free agent after this year. And according to insiders, the Raiders have no plans to give him a major extension. If he leaves for nothing, it would be another blow for a franchise already under fire. Which means the front office might feel forced to move him now, even if the return looks underwhelming. On the other side, Atlanta would jump at the chance. Pairing Meyers with Drake London could give rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr. one of the most dangerous young duos in the league, a move that could fast-track the Falcons into serious playoff contention. So here's the real question: is a 4th-round pick truly enough for Jakobi Meyers? On the surface, it feels like a lowball offer. Think about it, last year the Raiders only got a third-round pick for Davante Adams, a far bigger star with an even stronger resume. If Adams fetched a third, how realistic is it to expect more than a fourth for Meyers, especially with his contract situation hanging in the balance? That's the tricky part. Meyers' deal is set to expire, and whoever trades for him would need to negotiate a new contract right away. That uncertainty naturally drives down his value. So while Raider Nation may see a fourth-rounder as disrespectful, from a league perspective, it might actually make sense. But this isn't just about draft picks, it's about opportunity. Rookie wideout Jack Beck, taken in the second round this year, has barely touched the field. Against Chicago in Week 4, he logged only 5 snaps, leaving fans frustrated and confused. Why draft him that high if he's just going to sit on the bench? The truth is simple, young players don't grow by watching. And Beck's skill set mirrors Meyers almost perfectly, strong, physical, and reliable in traffic. Trading Meyers could finally clear the way for Beck to step in, learn under fire, and start developing into a long-term weapon for 2026 and beyond. From a big-picture view, the logic is hard to ignore. The Raiders aren't looking like serious contenders this season. Holding on to Meyers might delay the inevitable, while moving him now provides 2 key benefits: draft capital to build for the future, and valuable reps for the younger guys who represent that future. Yes, losing Meyers would hurt. But sometimes the painful choice is the only path forward. Sometimes the hardest choices are the ones that lay the foundation for future success. And Raider Nation knows this story all too well. Time and time again, veterans have come in, given everything on the field, and then walked away without the team getting anything in return. This front office cannot afford to repeat that same mistake. If Pete Carroll and general manager John Spy are truly committed to rebuilding this roster, tough calls like moving Jakobi Meyers may be unavoidable. Of course, this isn't just about statistics or draft picks. Meyers has become a fighter the fans respect, someone who shows up every Sunday, makes the tough catches, and gives his all. Losing him wouldn't just hurt the offense, it would sting the locker room and the fan base alike. But football is a business, and business doesn't always listen to the heart. The reality is clear: if Atlanta puts a mid-round pick on the table, the Raiders may have to take it. Painful as it sounds, the move could be inevitable. But as difficult as that decision might be, Raider Nation is staring down an even bigger nightmare. This one doesn't come from trade rumors, it comes from the trenches. Just when things already looked bleak, the football gods delivered another crushing blow. Colton Miller, the anchor of the offensive line and one of the most reliable left tackles in the league, has been sidelined. What was first believed to be a simple ankle sprain turned out to be much worse. Tests revealed a sprain combined with a minor fracture, and Miller has officially been placed on injured reserve, ruling him out for at least 4 weeks. The news, first reported by NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, is nothing short of catastrophic for Las Vegas. Miller isn't just their best offensive lineman, he's the player who holds the entire front line together. And now, without him, the Raiders' season just got even more complicated. Colton Miller wasn't just the best lineman on this roster, he was the foundation of the Raiders' pass protection. And now, without him, things get even more complicated. Whether it's Geno Smith under center or even Russell Wilson if a trade happens, both quarterbacks will be stepping behind a line that's weaker than ever, facing constant pressure every single week. Coach Pete Carroll admitted the challenge, saying the team will have to get creative to patch the hole. For now, the job falls to Stone Forsythe, a player who has barely seen the field, and possibly Charles Grant, who will also get his shot. Both have potential, but let's be clear, neither comes close to what Miller brings in talent, leadership, or reliability. And the timing? Couldn't be worse. At 1-3, the Raiders are already hanging on by a thread. The running game finally showed signs of life against Chicago, but without Miller, it could stall again. The passing attack, already haunted by turnovers, is about to face even bigger obstacles. So here's the bottom line: with uncertainty at quarterback, trade drama surrounding Jakobi Meyers, and now the devastating loss of their best lineman, the Raiders are standing at a crossroads. Do they fight to salvage what's left of this season, or is it time to start preparing for a complete rebuild? One thing is certain, Raider Nation is in for a roller coaster ride, and the decisions made in the coming weeks will shape not just this season, but the future of the franchise.